Future news. Future news, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim here. Mention the covenant, break us seven seals. That's a fact, brothers and sisters, that they can't get around. See? They keep talking about revelations, but they have not broken the seals. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, do they? It's sealed. Sealed. So unless you broke the seals, you don't know what you're talking about. Otherwise, the book is not sealed as it. See, they got problems, serious problems. Then the mention of the covenant, which they never reference. But the mention of the covenant is the one you should be seeking. It says it right there. And it's not, it's in the same verse that they claim that certifies Elijah Muhammad as the messenger. They did that purposely. They made it in the same verse. So they can say, oh, well, that verse okay, and that verse not okay. No, it's in the same verse. So if you're going to say that part of the verse okay, you can't say part of this verse okay, and the second part not okay. So you have to say the whole verse. But they only say the first part of the verse. What the Quran said about those who believe in part of the book and disbelieve in the other and misrepresent like that. You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? They can't get around it. Mention the covenant, break of seven seals. Can't get around it. But they desperate. And now you got sellouts like Ishmael. A sellout. The boy is certified retarded. Certified. His mama too. All of them. Oh, he praises mama, huh? I don't praise mama. She gave birth to that dog. Because he's a sellout. He knows if he speaks against Farrakhan, the house he got, the car he got, the money he gets in the, it's gone. He couldn't get a job at Burger King, right? Washing toilets. He knows that. Because he knows he's lying. Well, maybe he don't know he's lying. He's stupid certified. Maybe he does know he's lying. But I mean, if you got any brains at all, he says one thing and right behind says something that contradicts what he just said. Oh, well, you can't determine how long you live, but we're going to give you an extension. And he come to give you extension, but he just told you can't have that can't happen. He told that cannot happen. That God determines how long you live. So what's the point of how you live eat to live then? You have no control over it. You see, he's confused. Why? Because his leader is confused. See? Farrakhan is confused. That's why Farrakhan is taking it out. Because he's a coward, like I said. He's a stone cold coward. Oh, I'm gonna be silent. God told me to be silent. God ain't told me a goddamn thing. I know he hasn't told him. Right? He hasn't told him a goddamn. But see, he's a coward. He's scared to speak up. He's scared to say anything because he don't know what the hell is happening and he's scared to get busted. So now they're trying to give him credit for all the things I've been saying. That's why they going overtime trying to get me blocked on YouTube. They blocked one of my channels. I got a few more, and they're trying to block them all because that's the evidence they're lying. They're liars and thieves. And all before me are liars and thieves. The evidence, because all you gotta do is look at YouTube, and it's not everything that I'm saying. I've been saying it for years, in detail, and now all of a sudden, oh, he knows about the Middle East. He ain't said a goddamn thing about the Middle East until this year. Nothing. Remember what happened at Armageddon? It was going to be in Europe, going to spread over Europe. And then only thing they had to say was on his so-called Savior's Day, Nebuchadnezzar. God, talk about, I guess in picture, Nebuchadnezzar. But now, oh no, they're going to attack us after. Where do you get that from? Remember, it wasn't just a minute ago. We're going to sit down and we're going to stay here with Master. We're going to sit down and make love with them. We're going to forgive them and everything else. And all of a sudden, they're going to attack us. But when the war, because of what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening over happen over here, where did they get that from? That's what I've been telling you for years. They weren't saying that before. But see, they got to get rid of evidence on YouTube because somebody go back and say, well, no, this guy was saying this a long time ago. And now you're just saying it now. And you ain't and you're not committing anything. Well, okay, what's good? See? The one that knows how it's going to go. What's happening over here is going to happen over here. How is that going to happen? What are you talking about specifically? And God gonna give us a land of our own. Where? Here? New York? Los Angeles? Louisiana? They're all confused over there. And it says all before me, not in the past. Because you say all before in the past, you're talking about Prophet Muhammad, everything, call them liars. No, you're telling people in front of me, all thieves and liars. And they confront with this message. And Farrakhan, he has to counter it because he's a demon. He can't benefit from this message. It's like Nicodemus. Nicodemus, demon, you get in there. Because God, Jesus told him, I don't want you, no matter what you do. I'm a righteous, I don't care. You got to be reborn. They said, oh, that's me. You got to become a Christian. Well, hell, he was already a Christian, wasn't he? He already a submission in the Jesus, so wasn't he a Christian already? See, you don't think these things true. Well, no, they say being born again, mean becoming a Christian, you got to believe in Jesus. Well, wasn't Nicodemus believing in Jesus right then? He's one of his first converts. I believe in you. Can I get in heaven with you? No. So his belief in Jesus didn't help him, did it? So he's by your definition, he was a Christian because he was believing in Jesus. But he said, I don't want you. Nicodemus, he's a demon. He said, the only way you get back is you got to go back in the womb and be reborn again. That's what he's saying, because you're a demon. We don't want you. So I'm a righteous man. The story is, that's Farrakhan going to Suleiman in the dark. So, hey man, is any way you can save my ass? Hell no. That's what the story is. That's what it really means. See? Because in the end, right? What was Farrakhan? Please stop tormenting me, please. Because he said it's going to be destroyed. And they try to make, they used all, I don't want to critique what they're saying because it's like getting free airtime. Because I'm already upset by even spending 2 hours plus every Sunday. But they're my first target. The demons got to be the first I got to take down. So you got to keep your eye on your enemy. Right? Otherwise, I wouldn't even pay attention to listen to that garbage. It's total garbage. It's brain rot. Everything says backwards, upside down, and inside out. Right? They said, but some addition, that so-called, some addition is an individual. It tells you clearly. He's set in the temple of God. He says he was set in the synagogue or the church. He's at a temple. That refers to Elijah Muhammad. He's sitting in Elijah's seat. See, they can twist and turn all the scriptures. I mean, it's like you go and you get a suit, right? Now the suit was altered for a specific person, but you want to claim, hey, that suit was your suit, right? You try to get into it, but you can't. So now you got to call tailor, and you got to do alteration and everything else. That's what he's got to do extreme alterations to try to sit in wear the suit that he claims he is. Extreme altercations. How you gonna get around Aaron? Oh, I'm Aaron. Yeah, okay. What did Aaron do? Oh, he's just a new Aaron? Some other Aaron? Aaron was a dog. He was a coward, a liar. He deceived the people and got them all killed in Moses' absence. He made Moses so angry, Moses tried to kill him. In fact, after he did Exodus, he did kill him. He says all those stay with Aaron, he killed them. But it doesn't mean physically killing them. It means something else. But that's what it says there. I mean, you need to feel. He says, all with the Lord. He said, all with me. So, hey, all with Elijah. That's what Elijah said. He said, all with the Lord. So how did he get with the Lord? See? That means they had to be listening, to be familiar. They try to tell you, oh, ain't nobody listening to that sermon over there. What? How did he get with the Lord then? See? And so the God turned against them too, because they started worshiping another God. They was worshiping the golden calves. That's what God said. Amen. I'm through with them. And then Moses was pleading, and after he came, he said, I'm through with them too. He tried to burn them up. And he punished them. He made him basically eat the crap that they were selling. He says, I'm gonna crush this golden calf and I'll make you drink it. He was angry because of what Pharaoh Aaron did. And the only thing that saved him was Joshua. He protected him and he said, oh, no, I'm going to defend him. Messing the covenant, I'll clean him up. No, don't get rid of it, I'll clean him up. And he's not even a Levite. He said, I'll do it. And he's the one that they're so much against. He's the one going to save their lives. And they're so hard against them. That's something. So he said, why is he doing it? Well, it's right. There's reasons. See, because sometimes you do things, right, that it might not be the obvious thing to do, but it's the wisest thing to do. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But the point is that son of perdition against son of man, right? Suleiman. But I talked about this yesterday. I'll go through it briefly, right? But this is that dichotomy, right, of the two mindsets, the devil mindset and the original mindset, the two visions. And that's one way you know a demon, because they got the same mind as their devil. And they think that's the right way. I mean, a dog dogs don't think, right? Well, to the extent they do, being a dog is what's it's all about. I mean, how can they think any other thing else? So demons, that's what they think. And so we have this two dichotomy of thoughts. And our whole history here, right? No divergence is totally, right, separated. Right? Coming together. When I said wrong, I think divergence means going the other way. Convergence means coming together. Anyway, two separate ideas, but way of thinking. Right? And that's one way you identify them. See? And like I said, during the field time, we was in the fields. Well, okay, let's put this one cut to the chase. My message here, and this I think was Friday, right? Friday or August 30th, I think, 2024. Was that they were going to destroy your seed. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The point is to destroy your seed. And that was his point. That was a major point today. It's a coincidence that every time I talk about something, because they're reacting. See, when you're reacting, that means you're defensive. That means you're being controlled by the action. Reaction is being controlled by action. Reaction is controlled by action. That means I'm in control of what's happening over there. I'm in control of what's happening over there because they're reacting to my action. And that's what it says, if you consume something, it means you have control of it, right? So it tells you the Suleiman had control of them, because it says, who he consumed with spirit of his mouth and destroyed with the brightness of it coming. So, and you see right there in Mark, he was begging, please, please, please. He was on his knees, please, please, stop tormenting me. So if he was saying tormenting, that means he was under control of Suleiman all the time, because he was being tormented by him. He said, please. You gotta read the backstory behind these things. He said Suleiman was in control of the situation all the time. He just got stronger and stronger until he got enough to control. They're just totally destroy him. It's like you beating somebody up, you beat him, right? You keep after a while, you beat him so bad you kill him. So if you understand the backstory idea, it says Suleiman had control of him all the time. He was consuming them. That means he had control. He wasn't being consumed by them. And he got consuming. It means when you start consuming, you haven't control of it yet. You haven't control till you consume it all. You're going to get you one of those bean pies, right? You start consuming. You ain't got control of it yet. You're on the way until you finally eat it all. That's destroyed. Okay? That's why you don't see Suleiman around here sweating and worrying. Oh, man, I got followers. I ain't got nobody. Ain't nobody sending money. And they doing this. No, because he understands the situation. And once you understand the situation, you have a whole different attitude. Like I was talking about the quantum zone, right? You have a whole different attitude, because then you see things that you know. I see things differently. Like the man, he's planting a tree. What he sees is an orchard. But it's going to be years for the orchard shows up. But the ones planting daffodils, you see it right away. Oh man, daffodils. Yeah, but 50 years and some daffodils won't be there after a season. But he sees that. Since he sees that, right? Then because that's what he knows it's going to take. He said, "Oh, it'll be 10 years from now. But I'm gonna have me an orchard." I assume I said, "Yeah, it's going to take 30 years, right? I'm gonna have the greatest army on the plantation on the planet. I'm gonna be kicking ass. Take 30 years to get there, but that's what it's going to take to build that kind of army. See, the devil's building, like I told you about the quantum, right? I think, you know, it's like you build an army of army of daffodils. You got a million daffodils, or you got a million trees. What do you think is going to be the most powerful army? But you got to wait maybe 30 years to build a trees army, but you can build a daffodil man in a season. I'm telling you, you're going to start thinking mathematically. You see things different. That's why it says one would overcome 1,000. You say, well, how does that happen? And you understand about the fulcrum, right? Because the fulcrum, the what's it called? How should I say it? The perception of justice changes. So when you got leverage means there's a change in sense of justice. Because you got 10 that can lift 100. That's not just. Well, if the fulcrum is there, it is just. It'd be unjust to be 10 to 10. And that's a hard concept that people understand because they say, well, when you see justice, it has to be equal on both sides. That's the way I've been telling you. That's the grammar school version, the pedestrian version. Okay? Now upgraded you and told you about the fulcrum. But if you understand how the universe opens and closes, then you should have came to that conclusion. So I told you, I keep lifting you up. Because we're going to have, right, and, we started having leverage. In 1948, we had no leverage. It was just equal. But now we start having leverage. See, master, you always have leverage. So does here, because they're not suffering anticipation, and to the point where I already have leverage. They already have power. That's why she has so much power. They're the most powerful country in the Middle East. Amongst the people that call themselves Muslims. And Master Muhammad is the God. He has leverage because that's the structure. And so when you take, and as a fulcrum, the sense of justice depends on what a fulcrum is. See, I told you absolute justice, which is very rare. I don't know if I can get to that, bro. See, that's a whole new argument, because that comes into mercy, and maybe I should explain that a little bit. I don't, brothers and sisters, I'm kind of wondering if you can start add subtracting. We have to keep explaining everything, spell everything out all the time, right? Because you tell somebody an addition and subtraction, you got to tell them that. But then you go to multiplication, then you have to go split in a different way. And then it's derivative. It doesn't make sense. When you talk about derivatives, it doesn't make sense in multiplication and addition. How can that? It doesn't work. It's a whole new concept. It's not based on addition, subtraction, or multiplication. It's a whole different concept. And you say, well, man, it doesn't work with addition. No, it's because it's not addition. But it's mathematics. So we're talking about the fulcrum, right? The fulcrum changes. You go in there and you see a person on one side of the board is 200, another person 100. It's even. As far as the seesaw is concerned, that's justice. But it's not in the middle. So what does that mean? How this psalm goes? Mercy and I forget. For 5 more days of my life, I forget. Okay. The way they say it is that, and when you make here, have to mercy, God, mercy, everything. I forget. I should look that up. Right. So what it means is, I don't know, brother, sister. I don't know if I can go down that road. Right. When you get there hereafter, brothers and sisters, first of all, you ain't gonna do anything that's bad anyway, because you're gonna do it your nature, right? But you got so much leverage, right? That even if you did, right, mercy, forgiveness, I forgot how it goes, right? I'm not gonna try to explain that. Yeah, well, if I don't now, you're gonna say, well, you can't explain it. I'm trying to put in a context of, I'm just not sure if I should put it just totally mathematical context or context of stuff that you know, but let me just think about it a second, brothers and sisters. When you got leverage, let's just go to mathematical route. You got leverage, right? That means both sides not equal, right? One side equal side is not equal to the other equal side, right? Okay, but you move the fulcrum over, and now it's balance. That balance is justice. So you have leverage. So it's, I'm trying to. But just say it straight out. Okay. Actually, once I explain that, you should get it. The point is, I'm trying to say how the scripture explains it, and that you mercy, forgive. I forgot it. Some goes mercy. All my days of life, mercy, forgiveness, forgive. Shall look that up. Anyway, what it means is that you constantly get more, better and better and better. Okay, there's one way the Christ says it. It says, no, um, I'm not saying exactly, but you get the point. It says, Allah's like, you put 100, you get 1,000 back. I know you know the phrase I'm talking about. It's something in the Bible too. I can't think exactly how they say it, right? But it says Allah's like, you put one in, 10, and you get 10. So is that justice? That's the simplest way to say it, bro. Is that justice? Hmm? You get more back than you put in. Hmm? And here, if you get after you put in 100, you put $1, you get $10 back. You put $10 and you get $1,000 back. You put $1,000, you get $1 billion back. Wow, that's a hell of a, I mean, they get that now in investments and stuff like that, but that's another story. But you see what I'm saying? But is that justice? That's what fulcrum is, and that's the heaven you're gonna enjoy, because you do little effort, but you don't get a lot back from it. That's the simplest way to say it, brothers and sisters. Because if you get the fulcrum, in other words, you say you reap what you sow. Well, that's when the balance is zero. You put in $10, you get $10 back. Right? So when they talk about reap what you sow, they talk about doing a period of time when the fulcrum is zero. Let me put it this way, brothers and sisters. When you read the scripture, right? When they say certain things, remember I told us all mathematics. Embedded within there is a whole lot of information. Like when they say you reap what you sow. Well, yeah, that's true when the fulcrum is at zero. So they tell you the time frame they're talking about is doing energy deprivation. Right at the end of it, you're at the end of it. See, you wouldn't know that because you say, well, when is that true? See, first thing I say, when is that true? Is it always true? No. And like in the Bible says, it says that it would be so great. It says that I forgot how they said. They said like the farmer. We weren't doing any farm. We had slaves do that. We'll call them slaves. Right? It says, how they said, I don't know how to say it, but poetically, what they're saying is that you out there. I need, let me just give you the idea. Okay, you farming, you planting, right? Okay, I can't remember how to say it, but you farming and stuff grow, right? And said it's gonna be so great that I want to get this right. That the planter will meet the harvester. So in other words, when you plant something, you got to wait to grow, right? But things so great that before you plant, stuff be growing, in a sense, right? See, so I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. In fact, what I'm gonna do is, I think what I would do later in the week, I just get those verses, right? But then again, you better understand them because it's talking about when you read those verses, right? That's why it gives you that point. See, embedded, I tell you, it says, get them double. Justice. But when I start talking about the fulcrum, that shit, oh, they're talking about the time, right? Once we start getting leverage, they will have twice as much power as them. So therefore, that will be justice giving them double what they give to us. I don't know if that helps you not, brothers and sisters. See, because you've been taught that justice is a fixed thing. That's what devils taught you. If they taught you about justice at all, right? And that's where I have to kind of like breastfeed you on just the basic idea of mathematics, right? Add, subtraction, but now you're moving into multiplication. Now you're moving to derivatives with the calculus. And then you say, oh, wow, it's more complicated than that. See? Because when I tell you universe open and closes, that means there's change in energy. And some energy deprivation, was that justice? No, it was negative. We're suffering more than we weren't doing anything, we're suffering. That should tell you that right there. But I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, right? A lot of things I was saying, I knew you wouldn't understand at the time, so I had to tell you in a basic way, in an elementary way, in a pedestrian way. But when you think about it, you say, well, if you go back and look at it, I said, no, well, Holocaust, that wasn't any justice in that. We said, well, okay, then you got the consequence, yes. But then we're going to give back double what they gave to us. Is that justice? Would that be, if that was the case, if you go by the fulcrum, if we gave them double, treat them double what they did us, then we have some consequence for that, wouldn't we? If it was at zero. So it was, they took 100 from us, and we take 200 from them. That wouldn't be justice if we stay at zero, because now we owe them 100. They can take 100 back from us. See? And that's the beauty of the hereafter. Because as it gets deeper, you do a little bit and you get a whole lot back. You get more back, you get more back. You have to do hardly effort at all. And you get all this energy. But when it was going the other way, we was doing a lot of effort and getting everything at all. Look all the effort we did doing Holocaust. We worked our ass off and got nothing. Leave it there, brothers. I'm thinking maybe next week I gotta go into. You should understand that, but maybe you don't. See, because I told you your idea of God, your way of thinking is all wrong. It's all wrong. If you read the Bible carefully, you see that is all wrong. Because why would you? Like I said, when you get one, I said you use a grain of corn, right? And do it, and you get 100 grains back. So, wow, how's that fair? You like it, but you ask yourself, well, how's that fair? It's not justice. At least where you think justice is. But the universe is not static. It's open and closing. So therefore, like we have gained leverage as expanding. I mean, as it contracted, we get leverage. And when it's expanding, we start losing leverage. That's what the fire angels saw the man angry about. Maybe we're going to have to do more effort to get anything. They try to stop it. See, and they didn't have enough knowledge to understand they couldn't stop it. We can't stop that. no God, no angel, nothing can stop the universe from opening and closing. That just can't. We can't. It just can't be. That's impossible. See, but they didn't know it, and the devils don't know it either. They want to stop everything. See. Okay, but let's move on, brothers and sisters. I said this is two thought processes, and that's one way to identify devils. I mean, demons and devils, because their point of view. If you talk to them, in fact, you talk to some of these folks out there, black skin, and man, they defend the devils more than the devils do. And they get angry with you in a heartbeat if you say anything against them devils, because they devils too. That's why Farrakhan doesn't want to call his daddy a devil. Because I mean, he's calling his children's grandpapa a devil. Plus, he's revealing who he is. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. I went off field there a little bit, brothers and sisters. But I guess it's necessary to say that's a new way of thinking. A new way of thinking about justice. Leverage. Leverage is not justice in the sense that you understand justice. Leverage is justice, right? Based on the fulcrum. Justice is based on what the fulcrum is. I guess that's the simplest way I can say it. It's not based on when it's your idea of justice, when the fulcrum is right in the center. And that's not where the universe works. See? So that's advanced understanding. They got a new way of thinking. And right now it's beautiful because now leverage is in our favor. And so you're going to get better and better and better and better and better. Right? Life will become effortless. I mean, it won't be effort. It won't be effort in life at all. It just be joy, happiness. See, because let me say it. I think I'm sure I'm gonna get through this whole thing, brothers and sisters, like I wanted to, because I think I need to cover some of these things. Right? You won't have any effort to do anything because there's be so much energy there. Right? I mean, you have everything. Right? So only thing you're going to be concerned with, right, is your discipline. Even if you don't show discipline, you're still going to have a lot. You just won't have as much as you could have if you have discipline. Oh my, I shouldn't open that door. You still, but then you got the problem with Hajj. See, it gets complicated, brothers and sisters. Okay, you'd had a problem with Hajj because Hajj, right? In other words, your body is Hajj. Everything's working together in sync. Otherwise, you got a problem. So that's what our tribulation is to achieve Hajj. Right? Once you achieve Hajj, right? That's why kingdom will last forever. So when we're moving on, everything effortless. The thing is, you just have to. The only effort you have is not working anything. It's just discipline, so you can stay in sync with Hajj. Because discipline's gonna have to get greater and greater and greater. Discipline will have to, because you got so much energy. You gonna have to have greater and greater discipline. It says only one we have enough discipline to survive all the way to the end. So that's the only effort you're gonna have is maintain discipline. Okay? And you as fulcrum changes, the scripture changes because the fulcrum is the scripture. So it tells you what discipline you need for that period of time. I'll move on, brothers and sisters. I'm getting into a lot of stuff here. I didn't mean to get into. You got a new way of thinking, brothers and sisters. But it's beautiful. But then we come back here 144 trillion years from now, and then we back here again. I don't want to come back here again. But we can't control that, brothers and sisters. Okay, this is what I want to get into, and then just a couple of things. I'm going to cut it short now because I talk a lot about other stuff. It's right here. You know, the thing is, for 64 years, from 1555 to 1619, they wiped our minds clean. It's total mind wipe. So therefore, we were animals. You have to understand you need a language to think. You need words to think. With no words, you cannot, like what you're going to think. And so you could tell how deep a person think depends on how much language they have, how much vocabulary they have, and the nature of their vocabulary. So they're just talking about, hey, dog, what's happening, biatch? You know, they don't know a goddamn thing. This doesn't sound cool. They don't know anything. That's 10. And so it is. They wiped us totally clean. That's that 64-year period. And so, and like I said, they separated the children from the parents. So you had a bunch of children there and knew nothing, absolutely nothing. They could put anything they want in there. They can put anything they want in your brain. You didn't know A, B, C. You didn't know north from south, right? You know how to wipe your butt. You know how to do anything. Because they have total control of anything all around your head. Total control of it. That's the making of Negro butts. Total control. Okay? Follow that. So after 64 years, total wipe. Then start putting information in, but the information put in is information, because remember, they brought you for a purpose. Like you train a dog or something, you're trying to do a certain thing. That's what you don't do nothing else. You don't jump through hoops or you want to do a smell out drill or something. So they taught you just the information you need to accomplish the mission they want you to do. So they want you to go out there and pick cotton. Okay, yes, sir, boss. No, sir, boss. How much cotton, boss? What time? What time? I got to be out there, boy. Well, he tell you that, but you couldn't tell time. You didn't know what you couldn't tell time. You know what the moon was. What's that, boss? What you want to know about? What you want to know about, boy? What's that? Why you want that, boy? See, you didn't. You understand that? And some of you that's been familiar with this for 4 plus years, if you can be honest with yourself and go back and look at what you knew before you heard this information, and you see that you get some idea what I'm talking about, because you were totally out of sync with reality. Total out of sync with reality. You had no touch with reality. With that royal guy, with Farrakhan, none of you had no sense of reality. You had a mindset, but it was totally out of sync with reality. You had no interface with reality. The fake reality they gave you, that's what you was living in. And then you get this, and all of a sudden, you get a whole new reality. And now you're in touch with reality. And now you can see things happening. You can tell things, predict what's going to happen. But you didn't have it before. And now you had the ability to think what you didn't have before. Because royal didn't teach you to think. Farrakhan don't tell you to think. They give you indoctrination. They don't teach you to think. But now the angel, you get in there, and now you may be, if you're in there and study anyway, then you got to do some thinking, maybe a little bit. But it's like you go to the gym. You're 100-pound weakling. You lift the low weights. It takes a while before you start lifting heavy weights. And so you have to start thinking. If you get into the injury, you have to start thinking. And you wasn't doing that before. See? Because you couldn't do it with the scripture they was giving you. You couldn't do it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it is. We had no ability to think. We know south, north, and south. We east, west, know about gravity. We know it was on the planet. We know there's a universe. We know anything. And they told us, yes, all you need to know, boy, is pick that damn cotton. All you need to know. And say, yes, sir, no, sir. And that's where that stuff good morning come from. That's why these devils I walk my wife, I'm mad. Good morning. That was one of the things that since they would do that back doing there. It's just to measure how you was relating to things. Good morning. Oh yeah, good morning, Master. Because if you was learning something or you was getting upset, you wouldn't say nothing. That was your ass. See, because it wasn't no good morning for you. But that's what they did. And Will Lynch came along just to show how to, what's the word? Replicate it. Make self-replicating. That means you don't have to do it no more. Your mother, father do it for you. And plus, they can do it more effectively because you trust them. Yeah, boy, you better get that church. Yeah, boy, you better call on Jesus. F that crap, that fake Jesus they got. Okay, fake Jesus, come on and strike me down. Come on, fake Jesus. I ain't afraid of you. It's bullshit. See? But the thing is that that's what it is. That's what they control. And that's what Lynch was pointing out too. Just control information to get simply to what they need to know to get the job done. That's a horrible way, brothers and sisters, because you had no ability to think. That's why right now people don't want to think because they haven't had any thinking in 40 years. They had, only time they start doing some thinking is when Elijah Muhammad came along, and it's supreme wisdom. And most of them never, I never met anybody that even understood any supreme wisdom because I figured that most of it, I probably figured all of it. I don't know. I got into it in a while. You understand? But the thing is, Elijah Muhammad introduced him to thinking because he was put into thinking mode by Master Muhammad. He was the first thinking man in America. Everybody was doing things, they was reacting. They wasn't thinking. And so when I met Elijah Muhammad, that was a revelation, because I was a person, I was thinking. I didn't realize I thought everybody should be doing it because that's just me, whatever. But the point is that they control that. See? And they're still controlling it. And that's the whole thing. Elijah Muhammad upset the cart. And so they had to send Farrakhan back in to remove, to shut that down. He shut down the lessons. He don't teach the lessons. He shut down what Elijah Muhammad taught. We going home option. He shut all that down because they had to take and restrain your vocabulary. You had the information, but they had to take and remove it. You see? What they call that in the computers, right? They have go in and remove your files and all that kind of stuff, right? Clean up. This cleaner. That's what he is. To remove all information. Just believe in him. Faith. Hell with faith. I'd rather have knowledge. You see? What was that thing he said? I made a note of it, right? He said, that's stupid. I don't know if I should even relate to it, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna move on. I got it on note, but I'm gonna move on, brothers and sisters. But understand this. So the thing is right now is our people with the media and with Hollywood, false Israel, the ones controlling, right, our image and everything else, right there. That's the mind you have. Because they don't allow any other information to come in. Because the information that came by Elijah Farrakhan neutralized all of that. Scientology, which is Christianity, just a backdoor Christianity. That's what it is. I mean, they got a big cross there. I mean, what would it take? Sunnism, golden calf. He's not. Sunnism is backwards. What are they producing over there? Do they do any math over there? They say Islam is math, Islam. You see any mathematics going over in Sunni land? Any at all? Are they producing anything? Nothing. So they don't even have Islam. The people have Islam as the devils, and they make sure you don't get any of it because they don't want to teach you mathematics. They don't want to teach you. How many people know mathematics beyond addition and subtraction? Some of them don't even know that. They're limiting, and so therefore, if they limit the information you got, they know exactly what you're going to do because you're only going to act on the information that you have. You can't act otherwise. And so they control the information that you have. And so right now they got you with the American dream. We ain't going nowhere. Okay, cut that out. And that was Holy Elijah Muhammad's message. But he took that out. We're going to defend America if America's attacked. But he says, Father America? Why would you defend? If he said, if Father America means God's going to destroy America, then if you're going to be defending America, ain't you defending America against God? Ain't you calling God a liar? We ain't going nowhere? I mean, because your mind is so frozen, you can't even see the basic ideas. He's telling you we ain't going nowhere. He's calling God a liar. Not just a liar, but a goddamn liar. Because that's God's word, a covenant that we sacrificed 500 years for. And he's telling you that don't mean shit. Because you just sinful. Oh, there you go, say those words again. F you, I don't care. You can say all you want to, because that's what you focus on, to stay out there. I do this purposely because I don't want you to focus on me. I want you to focus on this truth. Because if you're not focusing on this truth, you're not going to make your tribulation. And the words I'm speaking right now, when you tribulation, this is mild. When that war starts, blood behind the horse's brow, you think you'll be talking, hey, Sonny, hey, baby, let's go and spank some people. Say, well, you don't like, whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. You understand? Because it's the knowledge. Our people lost a lack of knowledge, not lack of civility. You understand? So the thing is that's what happened. So that's what Farrakhan was sending. Remember that? He told me I write that thing down, that a government program that's FBI came with. He actually got on his site. He gave him every point. So that's his job. To circumvent all that stuff Elijah was talking about, to lock you into a small frame of thought. And then you talk to our children. And you the way they talk, you think they know everything. They talk to you like they geniuses or something. They don't know a goddamn thing about anything. Because whatever little you think you know, you think that's it. You run to the walls of stuff. Like I was trying to tell a person, a family member, I said, check chess, right? I said, you got to learn, if you want to play chess, you got to learn the rules of the game. Otherwise, if you're trying to play checkers, you're going to lose all the time. You're going to be checkmated every place. I said, look at your life. I said, look at my life. I'm not being checkmated. I said, every time I get in a situation, I end up going, call it checkmate. I haven't been checkmated yet. I said, but you've been checkmated on every damn thing you do. Every time you look around, you checkmated. You do this, you get checkmated. You check. That means you don't know the rules of the game. I said, life, you have to know the rules of it. Know the rules of it, because I studied. I know how life works. And I came upon the angel. I came upon reciting. I came upon the 5 pillars. What a revelation. It sure changed my life. But before that, I might have been studying, but I was a wild, I was a very emotional, hyper person. I used to jump out of my car on people and stuff. I was something, boy. Ooh. I was something. Someone did try to kill me one time. He put a gun in my head and pulled a trigger. The bullet, the gun didn't go off. But it was loaded. So I've been in some situations, right? But what I'm saying is, brothers and sisters, see, you're limited. That's the mindset our people have. They're in a bubble. See, the devils have you in a bubble, a mind bubble. See, and there it is. American dream, American flag. Oh, say, can you see? We're gonna get a reparation. That's so they control you because you control the mind of people. You control the people. They control you by controlling the information that you're allowed to get, and in being everything, they don't any information. They make sure you don't let any information come in. If any information comes in, they don't want. They shut it down because all of a sudden, man, there's attack on so-called free speech in this country. Notice that. They're attacking me. They close down my channels. But it won't be long before they close this one down. I might close down while I'm talking to you. I got some other ones, but you see, because they want to control information coming in because they control you, and so they got you thinking. And let me get to the crux of the matter here. They got you thinking a certain way, so they know what you can do, what you cannot do. And they can keep feeding you information to control where you're going and what you're doing. And they make sure no information come other than that. That's why they got to shut this down, because I'm giving information that go beyond what they're saying. Because you from Farrakhan and Ben X, you're getting the same damn information they get from the media. You're getting the same damn information. They say, I got Elijah. You get the same information. And I don't want to divert here, brothers and sisters. I guess I'll say this. Energy deprivation, that's driving this whole affair. Well, if you understand how this works. Now, if that's the math that's driving our whole reality for 6,000 or 12,000 years altogether, we're in the middle of 12,000 years. And that is what this reality is. This reality is driven, it's the mathematics of energy deprivation. That's the Islam and this reality. Energy deprivation, that's the math of this reality. You understand that? That is this reality. Energy deprivation is not just the math of it, it is it. Because math is what existence is. Energy is just math. So it's the math, it's the reality, it's the math. I mean, I don't know how to say it anymore distinct like that, but I'm saying that's reality. What is? That is it. So how come you don't hear about it in Quran? How come you hear Elijah talking about it? It's not even in the lessons. It's not in the Seal Bible. So if that's the actual reality, the nature, which drives the whole thing, and the only way you can, if you don't know it, then you don't know what you are. You have to with reality. You just hear. You don't know anything. You're playing chess, but you're playing checkers, and you say you don't know it. You out of it. You don't even know you exist because that is the reality, and no one's talking about it. That shows you right there, right? That they don't know a goddamn thing. The only time you heard about it, the only time you heard anything like that, from Andrew, from Sue, Minister of the Covenant, because he would be the one that bring it to you. It's not even in the lessons. But that is the reality. That's it. The Matrix, if you want, that's it. It's not the Matrix because that what they give you is the Matrix. This is it. That tells you everything you need to know right there. This is the actual reality. That energy deprivation is the reality. It's what we drive this whole thing, and we'll do for the next 6,000 years. That's what the ark looks like it looks. That's why Master Muhammad is a made God. It drives the whole thing, and it brings all the pieces together. But so if the Quran's the book, how come there's no mention of it at all in there? The closest mention is that the universe opened and closes. I mean, heavens opened and closes. The closest Elijah came to it was Earth in an unrighteous orbit. But it's not there. It just ain't there. But now, and I'm bringing to you clear. And once you get it, everything starts falling into place, doesn't it? It starts making sense why we fell, why we gonna be resurrected. How did devils come from? It all, the puzzle comes together. It doesn't come together. All this other stuff people talking about. Even what Elijah told you, I mean, how does it come together? Because a man sat around there and played with two pieces of metal and said, "Oh, under like a track, so I'm gonna make some devils." How is that? I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, how does that make sense of all what's happened? Why don't we just go kill that man? And then we got to call the devils, right? Why don't we just kill them all? But then we had to why suffer all this here? Remember, because once we got hold of them, instead of killing them all, we put them up, ran them up back in Europe. But if we knew it was, and we knew what they was going to do, so why not just kill them? And then no energy deprivation. That's what happened. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? That shows you, Angel. This is the message for this time. Okay, let's go back over here too. There's a lot more I can say about that. But see, that's the bubble. But now think about it. See, now in that bubble, there's a time bomb. In that bubble is a time bomb. Because Elijah Muhammad left a time bomb. And you, oh boy, Elijah Muhammad's tough, man. He's tough, man. He's tough. He left a time bomb that you ain't know nothing about. I'm getting ready to tell you about it. Because he told you that Israel, he told you that we're true to Abraham, and they had set falsehood, of course, that he told you the reality of who we are. Right? And he says that connects back to the Bible. So that story in the Bible things about us. Think about that. Now, Farrakhan shut all that stuff down. We ain't going nowhere. All this stuff, right? But that's information that went to your brains. Hold it. That ain't all. But see, well, let me back up. I'm gonna get a little ahead of myself. Back during so-called slavery, we still slaves now, right? Well, at least the 20, right? Go down, Moses, go down the freeway. I know you sing a song and everything, right? So in other words, okay, let me put it another way. I'm trying to make it simple as possible. In the church and stuff, most people, especially blacks, right? They know a story about Moses. They teach us stuff in church. Moses, Israel, James, Aaron, right? All that stuff in church, right? Okay, so this happened, Elijah, right? Elijah come along and saying, oh, remember they have this knowledge. But the whole thing was the knowledge means it's belonging to somebody else. See? You have the knowledge, but it relates to somebody else. And the danger of Elijah was that he came and said, no, that belongs to you. See? Now, it didn't register with most people, but still the knowledge went in. Remember I said they control how much information in. The knowledge still went in. Right? So the whole story about Moses, Aaron, 400 years, all that stuff, Joseph, all that stuff is in your brain. It's there. It's a time bomb. How's a time bomb? Because you think it belongs to somebody else. But the knowledge is there. The knowledge is there. But you think it for somebody else. So what happens? Once you find out that that person falls, it goes down, it ain't them, all of a sudden that knowledge explodes in your brain, explodes, the time bomb. Bam, all of a sudden it explodes in your brain. And all of a sudden you have full knowledge because you already know this stuff. You just don't know it applied to you. So now you already got it. Nobody has to teach it to you. I don't have to teach it to you. It's already there. It's a time bomb. That when Master Muhammad pull that plug, bam! That's how you wake up so fast, bro. Says, now, I tell you, but Elijah Muhammad was a tough individual, bro. So I had nothing against him. And what Master Muhammad's getting ready to do, I'm surprised they got through August. I really am. Yes, I already said he made the call, so you can get mad at me, whatever. I don't care. But the point is, he made the call. But but we know it's happening anytime, any day now. But anyway, you understand what I'm saying? But it also explodes in the devil's minds too. That's why it happens so fast. Because the knowledge is there. It's just a time bomb. Because it's locked. Because they said it belongs to somebody else. So we don't have to, because if it wasn't, I'd have to spend time giving you that knowledge, teaching that. That'd take a long time, years or whatever. Moses belonged to us. You already got it. You already got it. And Master Muhammad's getting ready to release it. He's getting ready to, boom, press that button, bam. It's going to explode your mind, explode nears at the same time. That means you're going to be coming together, but they're going to be trying to destroy you at the same time. Because it's going to explode in both of your minds at the same time. Because I'm not going to come and teach you that. I mean, if I think about how long would it take? It says Sulaiman comes in, he tells you just before time, then he leaves. How you think you got years to teach you? You know, it's already there. He's got to, right? That's how it triggers it. He's got to nourish it, right? Put a steering wheel on, so to speak. Right? That's a discipline, everything else that you need to go with it. But the knowledge, you're going to explode in your mind. Now, also, like the engine just, now you got steering wheel, you better have steering with some brakes or you're going to get in trouble. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I tell you, I'm getting more clear and deeper as we get into it. And if you pay attention, we get some deep stuff here, brothers and sisters. I told you we get what we're doing. It's a lot of stuff I haven't told you. I told you this because you say, well, man, how you going to tell you all that stuff? And so you ask yourself, you do that in a month, 2 months? Because you be fleeing within a couple of months. So how the hell are they going to teach you all that in that short period of time? It ain't. Because all our black people, the ones in the nation and the ones Christian, all of them got that knowledge already. In fact, all these devils got it. It's just dormant. It's locked down because they saying That's why falsehoods are sitting there to make you keep not realize that's you. That's why they set it up. The knowledge is there. Because Elijah Muhammad released the knowledge. But not only that, right? They was already getting anyway, reading the Bible and everything else. Anybody's reading the Bible, the knowledge is there, so they get some of it from there. It's just Elijah pointed out. He's like, that's why he had Farrakhan to shut it down real fast and said false Israel. See? But it's there. It just needs to be ignited. Time bomb. And Master Muhammad is ready to ignite it. And so it explodes in everybody's mind at the same time. All of a sudden, people start seeing a great light. How do you see the great light? Oh, was it sunlight? No, because that light's going to explode in their mind. Master Muhammad going to have that might explode in their mind. See? You understand? Remember, get straight now. Master Muhammad is the one going to ignite it. Suleiman said, you got to be full of soap to get you in the right direction. 5 pillars, that's what you need to turn us into power. So knowledge is okay, but you need to turn into power. You need the discipline. That's how to give you that stuff. Full of soap, you know. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? So right now, it's the mind you got. But inside that mind, it's a nuclear explosion. That Master Muhammad get ready to ignite. It's going to ignite for the devils too. So at the same time that you come together, see, now we can talk that from that mathematical point, but we can go back to the fulcrum and show it. Because remember, that is the mathematics behind it. But now how to translate to our thinking, our moves, that's not stored together. It's still, actually, let me, I'm getting too deep in this stuff, brothers and sisters. Okay, energy deprivation, that's the math. But how does that translate into the minds of the tribes? Everybody had a different perspective of that mathematics. It's still mathematics. You understand what I'm saying? It's still mathematics, it's just the perspective of it. And that's what's happening here. Right? So in other words, the people, what you see right now is Master Muhammad's perspective of that mathematics, how he's going to deal with it. He ain't changing mathematics. It's just his perspective of it. And I'm dealing with my perspective, from my point of view. I say, okay, I'm going to deal with it this way. I'm going to change the mathematics. And we still energy deprivation, but remember the quality. You understand what I'm saying? I'll leave it there. Okay, let's move on next, brothers and sisters. I'm going to close out early. I think I've probably been a little about a half already. Okay, see here? That's the bubble. That's the bubble. See, Master Muhammad, he's standing with that pen. That's the bubble you in. See, you sitting down, you sitting home watching NFL with your devils and demons, devils and saint, whatever, sitting together, right? Draped in the American flag and all that kind of stuff. That's the bubble. They got you that. That's the American dream, right? And the Master Muhammad's getting ready to bust that bubble. Boom. What happens? Bam. Bust that bubble. American dream is gone. Bust that bubble. And all that knowledge can flow flooding in. What? That knowledge explodes. And now you know who you are. Because there's nowhere in the world Suleiman could teach you that in a month or 2 months. It has to be in there already. I constantly tell you anyway, many times, I said a lot of times, I'm not giving you anything. I'm just bringing out what's in you. I told you that before. So don't come and say, oh, man, he changed. No, I've been telling all the time. So I'm just bringing out what's in you. That's already in you. That's why the sealed Bible was given and everything else. Because remember, they didn't understand it. But that was part of you. Because that sealed Bible, now they told you to submit. But also told you the history you need, but you didn't know it was your history. It gave you a history, but then you know what's your history. So when our time came, you'd have it. I'm trying to get you to understand the power, the math of the scientists, the I preach to God and everything. They take a whole different level you think about. Whole different level, trying to get you up there. See? That's why this stuff was in sealed Bible. The whole history, being a slave, all that stuff, it's a seal. It's sealed until it's ignited. And that's part of Superman's job to break the engine, right? But that's my message. Bust that bubble. And so, I mean, bam. See? So, how many have you ever asked yourself, I know they're going to teach all that stuff to the mother 2 months. I've been sitting around 4 years. But I already got it. Need to ignite it. I don't know if you're catching on or not, brothers and sisters. I'm going to close out here, brothers and sisters. Actually, I know I've been on going. I know I've been on quite a while. And there's a holiday tomorrow, and and I do the cooking around here because I take care of my wife. I love her, right? So she does things, I do things. So I don't mind doing it. In fact, she'll get mad if I say this, boy, but yeah. Every half an hour she spent in the kitchen, I spend 5 minutes. I say, how can you take so long to do something? Anyway, I'll leave it alone. Right? So I get it done faster. So anyway, let me go on. His deprivation right here, brothers and sisters. That's what's driving the whole reality, and it's going to be driving the reality for the next 6,000 years. But we don't want the devils to be in control of next 6,000 years. So that's why he had to make a made God. He got a made tribe, a made army. That's Shia, the original, but the Caucasian on the maternal side, which gives them leverage, right, to rule and overcome the devils. Now, if the devils, see, the problem is that the devils, if they could manage discipline, if they could discipline themselves, they could maintain rule for the next 6,000 years. But we ain't telling them how to do that no more. And they can't just do it on their own anymore. Because remember, the discipline, they can't, we have to tell them the nature of the discipline. You got to do it this way, that way. We don't give them instructions. They can't figure it out themselves. We don't want to beat up them anymore. See? So now, a simple way of saying it might be a gross way of saying it, but the last 6,000 years ruled by devils. The next 6,000 years ruled by half devils. What I mean by that, because the devils on their maternal side, but so until it be ruled by all saints after 6,000 years. That's how we got it. See? Because Master Muhammad, like I said, Moses, the devil. I ain't against her. I respect him. She gave him. He's good. He's faithful and true. But still, that doesn't change the fact that she's Caucasian. Mm-hmm. And she is the same thing. They like him. And said they will rule the nations. So we could put rule in their hands for the next 6,000 years rather than the devil's. Whose idea was this? It was Suleiman's idea. Remember, he's the one that built the ark. Okay? He's the one that, they talk about Ancient of Days today. They claim Ancient of Days. They know Ancient of Days is an individual. And Suleiman's the one that puts it together and gives it to Master Muhammad. It's right there, brothers and sisters. They can't get it. Well, they can't get around it, but they think they are. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Okay, they try to talk about, they indirectly about this too. They actually quoted this. Now, is that a coincidence? This is what I'm talking about. This was Friday after lecture. They're trying to destroy our seed. They're in the process of doing it now. Where do you get that from? You never talked about that before. See? Whole new story. And I'm sure they're the ones got my YouTube sitting down so they can say, hey man, see, because that's the evidence that I've been talking about this for years. So they got to get rid of the evidence so they can continue lying. It don't matter. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. See? See, I know for a fact, unless the prophet told it wrong, that they will not survive. Right? They'll be gone. But in the year, which is in the year, it depends on how you look at it, right? It's March, beginning of spring. So we know that. Sanctuary be clean after 76 years. So we know that. So between now and then, right, the falsehood is taken down, our nation comes together, they're destroyed, Armageddon, all that. So that's gonna be from right now, it's gonna be a hell of a ride, brothers and sisters. I like some of the surprise we got. Well, we didn't. Well, I don't know. I mean, we didn't actually get the main war I'm talking about, but it was a hot month this month, last month. It was hot, and it's really hot there right now because they're actually fighting over there. It's just Iran hasn't gotten into it yet. That's the missing piece. Hezbollah's fighting, right? Houthis, they're actually fighting. They're dropping missiles on Iran and everything. I mean, on Israel, forces and everything. It's just Iran hasn't gotten into. Well, Iran. I mean, they operate as proxies of Iran, but Iran has. Well, Iran did get into it last month. Remember, they actually dropped some stuff on them. It just didn't trigger a total conflagration. So they are. It is going back and forth, ain't it? It's just that the full thing hasn't blown yet. But it happened. So August was a hot month. Hot month, August. I'm surprised I got through it. And it's hotter now than it ever was. Now we know you won't be fleeing this month, but the war I always told you the war can start this month. If it don't start in August, stop, it could start in September. It just say you won't be fleeing in September. That means if the war starts in September, that means it's going to go on the rest of the month. And your flight will be happening sometime in October, November. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. I said a lot of stuff I wouldn't intend to saying. I don't know if it help you or not. I'm just trying to give you they talk about new way of thinking. Yeah, they got a new way of thinking, all right. Ass backwards. Come on, brothers and sisters. I always want to talk about this stuff, but then I get talking, I realize I can't. It just take too much time. So let's close out. I should probably just regulate myself to just as much I'm gonna talk about that short period because I never get to all this stuff. And that's a character you're gonna be very familiar with in a few more days. Mr. Obama. Mr. Obama. Mr. Obama. Sign of Jonah. I keep talking about this, but I never get to it. Mm-hmm. Again, right? August, September. So your flight would have to be in this period of time right here. And we know at the end of the year, the beginning of the year is March. That's universal. That's the scriptural beginning of the year is March, beginning of spring. Right? So it says, pray that your flight will not be in this winter. I mean, it won't be in December, it won't be in the winter. And it can't be in March because March, right, it'd be 77 years. It said it'd be 76 years. So it's got to be in here. Your flight's got to be in here. It's got to be. If it's not here, then I might as well just close shop because the math is perfect. It won't. If the prayer's answered, it will not. You will not flee in September. That means the war would have to start in September. Would have to start in September. Right. Let me think about that one for a minute. But your flight cannot be in September, so you won't fly here. Right. Okay. So the war can start here, but you won't flee here because it's a Sabbath. It's 7th month. Right. March 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When they say 7th, it means 7th month from March. So it won't be here, right? It won't be in the winter. So the flight would have to be here to be within that 76-year period. Have to be. And that prophecy, I haven't had a prophecy fail yet, but only one prophecy failed. That's the Son of Jonah. That's it, built in. So it has to be here. So that means they can They may not. They can still go to war in October. That'd be a very short war, right? Because you had to be fleeing. The war. That, remember, the war takes off with Iran. That's full-fledged war, regional war, right? And false Israel is compromised. America, Britain is thrown out. So how long does that take to happen? A month, a week, 2 weeks, whatever. See, that has to happen, and then Suleiman has to come to this nation, come to the nation of Islam before you flee. So you run it. You got a very tight frame here, brothers and sisters, and your flag has to be in here. So if it starts war here, man, then you only got a couple. I don't think so. I don't think so. I didn't think you get past August because this is really, now it's really tight, really tight. If you get through September, I don't see how this process has to fail. I can see it. Because that means the war will start in October. Right? And that means it has to start and has to go over a period of time. At the same time, Suleiman will come to the nation of Islam and says, sign of war, but no sign of defeat, victory or defeat. Right? So that's when he comes to NOI, or they come to get him, whatever the story is, right? So he has to be there, and he has to preach his gospel all the world. See, it's very tight. And then the end will come. He has to do that before you flee, because he has to warn you. See? So the math just don't add up. So the war would have to take place in September. That's why I said I couldn't see how it got past August, because this makes it really tight. That means the war would couldn't last more than 5-6 weeks at the most. And that's too much. Had to be a very quick war. So we'll see, brothers and sisters. 76 years. Then the Antichrist is removed from 1948, 76 years. That puts you in October, November 2024. So let's move on. I'm gonna close out here, brothers and sisters. Why is this I keep deleting this and keep I don't know, brothers and sisters. Oh, I know why. I know why. Okay, I figured out. That fulcrum is moving, brothers and sisters. I'm not getting to that today. I know why. I copied the wrong page maker, PowerPoint. I saved the wrong one, so still got the stuff in it. Okay. It's a doctrine of great light. It was a covenant. Same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abraham. This is the covenant, saying, until I see, I've given this land from the river Egypt to the great river Euphrates. That's Arabia. Look at the map, brothers and sisters. See, they mentioned that God give us the land. What land? Here it is. Behold, I send a messenger. That's Elijah, right? He shall prepare the way before me. Who's me? And that's the Lord. And Lord, you seek shall suddenly come to his temple. It's in the same verse. So if you say this is right, God says it's right too. But they never mention the messenger of covenant ever. But since the same verse, they say that Elijah Muhammad's been the messenger. Sure, they're liars and dogs over there. We close out, brothers and sisters. Okay, here we go. Okay, brothers and sisters, hope I've been informative. So I got some stuff. Some of I wasn't planning on getting to. Hope I didn't confuse you. I tell you, it's a whole lot more I got for you. I keep telling you, there's a lot of stuff I haven't told you yet. I'm trying to bring it together as we get closer and closer and closer. Right? And so we're really close right now. Some things you won't hear until you get home. Because I don't see how we got much time left, brothers and sisters. I can't see. I don't see how we get through August. That's the actual fact. I'm very surprised we got through August. But I said, August was hot. It was the hottest month since they've been over there in 76 years. Well, I mean, what? It wasn't, Iran didn't get directly involved, but it did. I mean, they did have, but it's not like the war we're talking about. But Iran actually attacked Israel, false Israel. Remember? So that was the hottest month they had and since the beginning. And false was saying about 200 jets from Lebanon. Hezbollah came back with major rockets and hit Tel Aviv and all that kind of, man. So we know we're there. It's a time frame I was telling you about, and nothing ever. I told you when Farrakhan said, 2 years ago, hey, Armageddon, what happened to Armageddon, Farrakhan? It's going to start in Europe and spread it. What happened? Now it's all of a sudden, it's the Middle East now. He ain't know about the damn Middle East. I said back then, I said, no, you're wrong. It's the Middle East. Now so he got in the Middle East. But now he's got to be quiet. I told him, be quiet. Wait, the light's out. And now you're going to turn, it's dark. You're going to turn the light out? When the light's dark, you'll turn the light on. You got it backwards. Is that because you're a demon? When the light was dark, you turn the light on. We say, we'll turn it out, so make it more dark. Because you don't know a goddamn thing, that's why. See? So now, so he's reporting now, well, the Middle East. And what's happening over there is going to happen here. Oh, men's hearts failing for fear of those things coming upon earth because the powers have been shaken. Wonder where you got that one from. And let me close out here, brothers and sisters. Great fear is about to grip America. Fear, unusual fear, fear beyond anything you can imagine. And you're going to be here with it. And you're going to be the object of that fear. And if somebody's putting a lot of pain on you, what is your focus? If somebody's putting you a lot of pain, what's your focus? To get rid of that person that's inflicting the pain. All you can think of. Because if you're in pain, you don't think about anything else but get rid of that pain. And you're going to be the focus of the emotional and intellectual, right? Fear. And the fear's going to be awesome. Because they're going to bust that bubble. And all of a sudden they're going to realize you are the reason for the season. You are the trees of Abraham. And they're the devils. And God's stacking them. And all of that. Instantly. Because in their minds right now, it's just, that's what I'm just going to ignite it. And when they see that, that's why it's going to be flee. That's why it's so suddenly. Right? See? But the point is they're going to need a direction. National security threat. They already got the motivation. They just need direction. It's like you got a car. It's already fired up. The engine's going, right? And you got it revved up to 70 miles an hour, but you got the brakes on. So you need a steering wheel. You need to take the brakes off. And that's what national security threat is. Go in that direction. Get your hands and foot off the brakes. Come on. And they're going to respond easily because their mind's going to be, plus, on top of all that, you got Suleiman spreading this all over the world. This message, truth, this message will be preaching all the world. You got all that light. That light be so bright. And you are the reason why they be that fire burn their ass. To be clear. See? And they're going to get focused. Kill them all. That's good. That phone light up. That's good. Like, when they child's being kidnapped, whatever. That's right. That's why he says flee. Don't get your baby, nothing. Just if you outside, your baby inside, you keep your baby with you all the time, brothers and sisters. But if you're inside, the outside, just don't go back in. That means you're next to a neighbor. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Future news, Suleiman Rahim, right? Master Covenant, the Watchman out. Future news.